before you started drawing, before the drawing led to the painting, were you creative as a teenager? Was that a passion of yours that you kind of put to the side until this past couple years? Were you never had drawn anything before and then you started drawing? How did that come about? What made you choose to get into drawing? Because you had tried a few things. You said you had tried stand-up, you had tried music, but it seems like
Yeah.
the art, the painting and drawing is sticking.
Yeah, I definitely was, but I didn't give it a go. I never really tried. I never went out to a shop and bought any art materials or anything like that. Like I did it in school, high school, say. Did like high school level. Did it for an exam, leaving cert, but it was shit. I hate it. Like my teacher was an idiot, and like he had his own crack going on in his personal life that I found out after school. Which, of course, how is somebody, if they have something going on in your personal life, everything else crumbles. So that was what was going on with him. So like I hated art because of him, and even though I loved it at the time going into that school, but that just turned me sour. I never ever I must have been 16 then. So after that, I was like, not never ever done. I'm done with art now. So in terms of like doodling and doing what man now, it was never like this. Like I would do usual stuff. Sure, everybody drew cartoons on their pencil cases and things like that. Everybody did that. That was just a schoolish shit. Nobody liked it. So that's what I did. But like in terms of like creativity and expressing myself, not really. Like I had like DJ decks. Like record decks, like old school that you can scratch vinyl on. I had them when I was 15, and I loved them. They were brilliant, and I still have the same ones today, but I don't use them. But that was probably the first thing that I ever did. That was, I suppose, expression or create like personal expression. So after that,
The
no, that was
DJing
it.
the DJing you said DJ decks.
Yeah, and it was like I loved it because it was mine. Like nobody else. There was me and another guy from my class in school, and like it was just the two of us. Nobody else was doing it. It was really like obscure at the time. Like you're thinking 2001, 2002 in Ireland, in the Midlands of
Yeah.
Ireland. Like there's nobody doing this, so it was brilliant. Bar a few DJs up in Dublin, obviously, because that was the city. But we
Yeah.
were there in rural Ireland, going to each other's houses and just scratching and mixing, and it was just chaos. And like I lived in a council estate, which would be like similar to a project style setup, like all houses crammed in together. And like I had these huge speakers, and I would blow the house apart. Like and like it was the neighbours were giving out shit. Like, but sure, that was just my thing. Like it was brilliant. So that's what I did. Yeah, that was the first thing. But like, yeah, never art or anything like that.
And this is like the old school DJ setup with two vinyls. How did you play parties? Would it be like actual vinyls and records,
Yeah,
mixing it, like scratching? That's crazy. That's
yeah, actual
awesome.
vinyl. And I still have the same needles. Like I've gone through a few needles, but I have all the needles that I went through since basically day one. Like and they're second hand as well. They were bought second hand, so they're very old, and they're probably worth a good bit now at the minute. So I'm never going to get rid of them. And then the mixer, and we would just plug in. We just plug into an amp. So my friend to bring an amp. Like we did a few parties together, but I would do the odd, cover for a DJ in town or whatever. But it would be vinyl. Like CDs and USB were the CD kind of setups were already in, but I just loved the vinyl. Like I couldn't dance with the CD or the USB. Like USB stick laptops, a lot of them were using that as well. But when I seen that, I was like, no, that's not what I like. It's not that for me. And then I just fell out of it. Then got older, and that's the crack. Then you kind of move on to the next thing. So yeah, was
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to music while you paint? Do you still get an inspiration from that?
Oh yeah, Jesus, yeah. Sure, you wouldn't know any music I listen to now, especially the Irish stuff. Like
What kind of
at the
music
minute
is it?
there, like it changes. It's usually just two types, like kind of trance,
Mm.
kind psytrance, deep melodic kind of tantra dance music. So it's
Yeah.
a couple of different types of dance music with no lyrics, just long breaks and deep melodies and like just long drawn out like Eric Prydz, that kind of crack,
Mm.
But then on the other side, Irish, like wild Irish traditional music with like no lyrics, just like, and it's funny, they're similar in the way that they have long drawn out kind of the tunes are very long. Some of the Irish tunes could be 8 or 9 minutes, and it's just like
Yeah.
you could have a group of 10 instruments there, and it's just bananas. Like if you were listening to this stuff, the walls would be bouncing, like bowrons and all the traditional music, and it just
Yeah. You gotta send me. You gotta send me a playlist so I can try it out.
I was saying, yeah, like it's just bananas, like, and it's hard to describe when you're not Irish. I don't think you might get the same feeling, but like the way it waves over me is just it's pure euphoric. Um, it's a pure euphoria, like it just comes over you in waves, and the way the tunes are set up, like it's just they kind of start slow and they build and they build and they build, and then it's just you're bouncing, and the whole room is bouncing, and then the paint in the chorus you see, it's just it's explosive because a lot of them are guided by that. Not all the time, but some of them are. Like the ones that are really explosive and they look like something just blew up on a canvas. They're really energetic.